What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with another danchro video. And as you guys know, we just had a season of Battle Arena end, and we have a brand new season coming in. And with each one that comes in now, we have a new type of, as it says up there, field effect. Basically, a new team that is going to be extra viable in the coming events. So let's check this out, shall we? First things first, go up here to field effects, and there's a lot to digest here. So every unit is going to get a 150% shield at the start of battle. Not the first time we've seen this. In fact, the whole reason for this is just to prevent, like, the one-unit nuking situation, where it's like, you come in, you just see Bell, except when you fight him, he just does his ult right out of the gate and just nukes the whole field. So it's basically just like an anti-nuking method. Number 2, reduce technique cooldown by 80%. So for units that have, like, a really crazy technique cooldown, it's just going to slow that down a little bit. Now, so far, it seems like that's not affecting, like, a lot of us that are using, like, the seer unit and things like that, where you start off with 100% technique charge, so to speak. It doesn't seem like it affects that. We'll talk about that here in a moment, but it just seems like that affects how you accumulate it, less the instantaneous accumulation. Finally, reduces move damage by 80%. So just an 80% reduction in power just altogether. Now, here's the deal. Then you got to consider the role that they want you to adhere to here. Last time it was speed. We've seen that. This time it's attack roll. So attack roll will increase normal damage by 150%. Now, let me just say, that is normal damage. So whether or not that affects like your ults or your other moves, I don't think it will. It seems like it is just normal damage, but we'll judge that here in a moment. Finally, linked anime character increases damage inflicted by 50%. Now, this has always been kind of a question. It's kind of a weird way to word this, and I think it's just another one of those situations where aiming is just using, like, Google Translate. And the honest answer here is it seems like, at least on the surface of this, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, but it seems like this is units that are linked to the current level of the anime. Well, like Hagni and all those units that we got recently, to a lesser extent, probably Ryu would be included in that, actually, just because Ryu is, I don't know. I don't think she would be. I don't know. Hard to tell. Nevertheless, if you have the units that kind of came with the Freya Familia recently, all those units, especially the Festa units, should be part of that whole anime linking thing. Just another way to just get a little bit more damage out. So, I say that because it says linked anime character. I think that's the logical assumption there. So, let's go ahead and let's run one of these. I'm looking for one that might have a little more oomph behind it, but I did kind of rank down a little bit because I was lazy with the last one. So, attacking rolls are at a major advantage here. Now, you'll see my opponent up there is running 2 defensive units. That's not a bad situation because even though they are reduced damage, they do have the 150% shield. That puts me at a severe disadvantage. However, I do have Hagni, who's got extra damage, and everybody else here should get normal attack damage out. Now, when it comes to Bell, I've got some interesting questions here because I do have the Seer card that reduces his special move cooldown to 100%, so he should, in theory, start this off with 100%. Now, that is semi-reduced. Everybody does kind of like accumulate a little bit slower than they have in the past, but he should still start off with 100%. It's just the second charge would kind of charge slower. The other question that kind of comes to mind here is that while he is going to do his ult right out of the gate, it seems like his normal moves will do more damage than his ult, or at least every other move aside from his normal moves will be at a reduced rate. Because of that, I don't know how the scene card's going to work in respect to all that other stuff. But Golden Time's really interesting. It's one of the best cards I can think of right now, at least off the top of my head. Really demanded all of my gems when I first got it. burn enemy 5% reduce special move cooldown to your unit. So when an enemy is burned, which like Bell uses his skill 2 and inflicts that burn, then you're going to accumulate a little bit faster. So burn enemy apply 30% inflicted special move damage increase. So in other words, special moves do a little bit more. Because of the reduced damage, I don't know if this really affects anything, but we'll find out. We're just going to go in here and give it a shot, see what happens. We'll kind of judge this based on how we see it. All right, so let's see. Does Bell and Hegny should do their specials? Yes, they both do. Excellent. Excellent. Now, Hegny, I don't know if it was worthwhile, but it does increase his damage quite a bit. So maybe. Who's he fighting? He's fighting Tione. Very interesting. I thought he'd be doing more, but she is quite good. But her shield is... He's not really doing much to her shield. Granted, he is A0, so I can't expect too much. But now we are just going to town. The fact that we got Bell's special again, I don't know. It's hard to tell if it's. I guess it's one of the situations where if everybody does their work right, Bell probably is going to be okay. I'll have to play it by ear. I might actually want to replace Golden Time at some point. I don't know if it's actually doing anything here because of the technique cooldown reduction. But we got 2 specials off, and that's not something you see every day. So let's fight this fight. Let's do one more and see what happens here. I'm not completely sold on this at this point, but sometimes Battle Arena comes with trial and error. It's just the reality of it. All right. Yes, I do still run the up-and-coming banner. You gotta get in their head, right? They gotta underestimate you at some point. Oh, yeah. No, Taro will be interesting. I do feel like Amid's going down. But Otaro, I don't know, man. So, let's see. Bell got another special off right at the 30-second mark. So I will say Golden Time probably is at least doing what it needs to do. Man. This almost feels like a stalemate at this point. Good grief. And I think, to honestly think, Otaro is kind of getting power crept. That's... In theory. We'll see how that plays out. But, God, what a crazy unit defensively. But it does, I mean, basically it goes to show you, it's unlike before where you could just like run 1 or 2 teams and be fine in every battle arena ever. At least now there's like some strategy each and every time this drops. You can't just spam Otaro and expect him to work. Number 1, he's not going to produce damage here at all. Number 2, when the rest of your team gets bodied and you've got a team that is advantageous, they will eventually wear him down, although that did take a significant amount of time. Nevertheless, that'd be that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Can you think of any modifications we can make to this team? Oh, man. Oh, I gotta try it. I gotta try it. I know what she's going to do. I know she's going to come out of the gate and try to special and take us out from across the table, but I don't think she can touch us here. I think we are going to absolutely trounce her, especially if we get her into our own little arena. So, yeah, 2 specials. Oh, no, she took us out. So as much as they are attempting to get rid of the nuking, I don't know. Seems like it's still a thing. So be cautious. 150% shield isn't always what it's cracked up to be. And she's not even linked anime character I want to add. So it's not like she got that extra damage. She just... Look at all those buffs she's got. Yeah, they really stacked her up. So, I felt pretty confident, but things happen. Good strategies exist. Kudos to that person because they've got a rock solid strat. Go build your teams. Let me know what kind of teams you guys are building, or heck, I don't know, keep it a secret. But that's what the comments for. Share your ideas, share your thoughts. We'll be back with more soon.